Today's show is sponsored by the ABV Barrel Shop. The ABV Barrel Shop is located in the St. Louis metro community of Arnold, Missouri. The ABV Barrel Shop is focused on one thing, single barrels. Best of all, you can try before you buy. Head over to abvbarrelshop.com to sign up for their email and text distribution so you know what they have in stock, what classes are coming up, and who from the industry may be coming in to visit. The ABV Barrel Shop. It's where single barrels live. We are also sponsored by the Bar to Go. The Bar to Go offers traveling minibars that are no bigger than a small purse or toiletry bag. Best of all, they are fully customizable so you can create the perfect piece that is unique for you. If you own your own business, what a fun and unique way to promote what you do. Check them out online at thebartogo.com. That is the number 2 in the Bar to Go. If you have wholesale questions, call my friend Isabel Clark at 504-481-1297. Finally, we are sponsored by the Neely Family Distillery. NFD is a family-owned business that keeps ringing up awards in the spirits world. Head to Sparta, Kentucky to experience the family history, award-winning spirits, and meet the Neely family. Check them out online at neelyfamilydistillery.com. Now, on to the show.
Let's drink!
Welcome to the Bourbon Daily, the podcast about everything bourbon delivered to you every day of the week. Today on the show, we talk about the little things that make Kentucky the center of the universe.
What happened
of the
there?
Bourbon universe, excuse me.
She was thinking of Royce there for a second.
I was just starstruck there for a second.
Royce.
My name is Miss
Royce.
Beka Sue. Please join me in welcoming my co-host, Steve Akeley, as well as our special guests, Kathy Cool, Tim Swyatt, and Darren McElroy.
Hey, gang, what's up?
What's shaking?
Hey, y'all.
Hey-oh. So, yeah, we're going to talk today about Kentucky. It's the center of the bourbon universe. It's in the culture there. It's different. We're very proud in St. Louis. We have a great tradition and history, and I go to other places, I go to Cincinnati, and we got great history here. I get it. But there's something different and unique and special about Kentucky. We're going to talk about that. How does that even happen? And, we'll get into some of that cool stuff that really makes Kentucky very unique. But we'll talk about that after the break. For right now, Beka said there's something she wanted to talk about. What is that?
With it being springtime, currently we're obviously seeing an influx of bugs.
Sure, bugs.
There are bugs fucking everywhere. There's goddamn bugs. And one of the bugs, which I think is, I would say the worst of the bugs.
Okay. Worst of the bugs.
Is the gnats / fruit flies. I think that those are the worst.
Fruit flies, yeah.
I mean, they're some of the worst of the bugs. I mean, I know mosquitoes are horrendous. They kill millions of people. But fucking gnats are horrendous. And I wanted to know, because a problem that quite a few of us probably have is you'll be sitting there, you're sipping on your drink, and then you go to grab it and you're like, motherfucker, there's a goddamn gnat in my drink. Now,
are they suicidal? Or are they bourbon curious?
I think they're thirsty, probably.
Yeah, they're thirsty.
But my question for the group is,
the fumes get them then, because they got little bitty lungs. Their lungs are just tiny, just so tiny. And a lot of them smoke, so their lungs are damaged. So yeah,
a lot of emphysema.
Emphysema. Yeah.
What I want to know is, when you find one of these little fuckers in your drink, do you fish him out and continue on with the drink?
A lot of times I launch the drink. Yeah.
Do you throw the whole drink out? Do you get a whole new glass? Or do you just use them for protein?
Okay. This is a very good question. It's very
So
good.
I will answer first.
Okay.
Probably
Darren
the
just
least
drinks it, I
surprising
guess.
answer.
Yeah, Darren will drink it. Yeah.
I will just drink it.
I've
eaten worse bugs in my life than one
Sure.
little gnat. Now, if there's like 50, maybe I'll partially dump it out.
50 in your glass.
That's
That's the cutoff.
That'd be horrific.
If the entire if all the surface is gnats, maybe Darren will toss it.
Darren will
Yeah, but
toss it.
otherwise, just extra protein.
Okay. Okay.
49 gnats, okay.
Yeah, that's okay.
50 gnats.
50 is the number. 50 is the
50, I
number.
call it from there.
I'm also the kid that would sit on the playground and eat ants all the time.
Eat ants.
We're
Huh.
so surprised by
That
that.
answers so many questions.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's interesting for Darren.
You have
Yeah, he's Darren's single too, by the way. Darren's single.
Yes.
Imagine that.
Eligible bachelor.
I don't know how.
Yeah,
but
yeah, imagine that. Wow, that's wild. It's wild. He can't find one.
yeah, if you were to date me, you wouldn't have to worry about dumping out your drink or any of that. I'll just finish it for you.
Just finish it. Okay, fair
What a
enough.
nice guy.
Fair enough. I'll hold off. I think I might be the worst of the offenders here. But
Oh, I
Kathy,
already
what
knew
do
you would be.
Yeah. Kathy, what do you got?
I'm fishing it out.
Okay, fishing it out and
Fish
going
it
on.
out and drink
Fishing
it.
out, going on. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Swat on
And
the side.
sometimes that's a challenge because as soon as your finger gets close to them, they
Yeah.
push away.
I'm sure your
They
finger
bug
has
off.
no germs on it. No germs.
bug off.
Okay. All right.
Well, the stuff underneath your fingernail probably is worse than having the gnat in your
This is
drink.
true. This is true.
I
Let's
will.
not-
I
let's
will
not even
try
think
to
about
fish it out. I will try to tip the glass a little bit and try to get it
Sure.
on the side.
Catch it
and
on the
fish out
side.
that way.
Sure.
You know, that's a move of experience there.
Yes.
So I will try to do that. If I've got a good whiskey or a cocktail, it's going to have some legs in it, so it's going to
Okay.
catch that gnat on the side, and then I'll scoop them out and keep on going. But if I get more than two, I'm launching that drink. We're putting a new one in. I'm saying, "Oh, chalk to experience. We're just going to pour yourself another one."
Okay.
It is what it is.
All right. Tim, I'm glad to hear that. I am a bit of a germaphobe. I'm a functional germaphobe. I have the ability to live my life, but people's hands freak me out. I don't like people's hands. They're disgusting.
No, they're disgusting.
And I don't I hate and I have to live,
Mandel over here.
I gotta fucking live my life, so I'll do it. But I like when we start passing glasses, pass the glass down, I see where people are touching my glass. I don't want them touching anything. You can touch the bottom 20% of the glass and hands. I don't like anything higher than that. I don't want your fingers on my glass, and I'm weird about that stuff. I don't know. Maybe I'm normal about that stuff. Maybe more people should be like me. I don't know. It just
So what's
frustrating.
happening with the
If
bug?
we have to put up signs, please wash your hands before you come out of the bathroom.
Yeah.
You have every reason to be worried.
Yes.
There's too many
I don't
people who had the finger through the toilet paper and then they're touching your glass.
I don't understand why someone doesn't want to wash their hands after they've been in the bathroom. I don't understand it. It's disgusting to me. But that being said, the bug in the glass, unless it's something really expensive or special, which I would then fish out and power through. For the most part, I mean, I'm bourbon rich. I might not be a rich man financially, but I'm bourbon rich. I'll launch that whole thing and just get a new glass and start all over. Why bother? Yeah, I don't need that. They're gnats. They're small. They poop though. I don't need it. I don't need them in my glass. They're small little turds. Well, even if they're not available to see via the naked eye, they're there. And I know they're there. They know they're there as they're dying. They're like, oh, I'm just going to unload here. Dump station. Yeah.
The gnat crap is known to be high in cholesterol. So that's where I draw the line.
I don't need that. I don't need
It's
that.
really for your diet, right, Tim?
Yeah,
Yes.
for
You
sure.
dump
for
something
sure.
out.
He's trying to watch himself. So, yeah.
will
Beka, you
say,
asked
though-
the question. Becca's famously not been, very scared of germs or anything like that. So I'm thinking she's just
I don't get sick too
fishing.
often.
okay. And neither do I, though. Neither do I.
Just saying.
You've never known me to be
So
sick.
then clearly, it doesn't matter.
I guess. Maybe.
Neither one of us is getting sick.
Yes, I think it's just the person. Last
yeah.
time I got sick, my daughter went to daycare. So she's 27 years old now, and when she went to daycare, which was how long are you out? 12 weeks or something. She didn't go to daycare for the first 12 weeks of her life, and then whenever Amy went back to work, then she went to daycare, and I got fucking sick for like 3 times from the kids that had a goddamn day, like 3 times in the first year. I mean, I was violently ill. One time I had to go to the hospital.
Dish.
Yeah, it was just terrible.
Violently ill. I will say that every single person's response was exactly what I expected out of them. I could have guessed this
You
for
could have
everyone.
just started without us. Yeah.
It wasn't a question that I needed answered for myself. I thought that the audience would like to hear how other people feel about it. Myself, I'm going to dig out the bug and just keep drinking it. Although, on occasion,
Oh God.
I get like I just get like disgusted by it, and I'm like, oh God, this guy was particularly disgusting, and then I'm like, I'm getting a
Maybe
hold.
He was obese.
I think it's when I have like more than
us
one
obese people are
dive
disgusting.
bombs in there in the night, and I like keep on digging them out. I'm like,
maybe it's an unlucky glass, right?
Yeah, I'm like, I'm getting a new glass because these guys just keep dive bombing in here all goddamn night. And then the worst is they do it to my wine a lot. And whiskey, it's easy to see them in there, and you can really like fish them out easy out of your whiskey. But in your wine, if they break that surface tension, they might sink down. And so like you're trying to get them out, and then you're sitting there. I've got like my phone out with my flashlight on, and I'm like looking from different angles. I'm like, did I get him? Is he out? Where did I get him out of there?
Yeah.
And then I kind of give up, and I'm like, I think he's gone.
Right.
I start hacking up a bug, then I guess he's not gone, but.
Yeah, the wings glistening in the liquid is usually the tell. After that, it's all bets are off.
Yeah.
Once they sink down there, forget it.
Yeah, so they sink to the bottom, just death.
There is a rite of passage, though, with touching glasses, though, Steve, I think we do need to address, especially since we're talking about fingering and fishing things out.
Yeah.
The Fosnot finger is something that the ABV Barrel Shop syndicate members, everybody, it's a rite of passage.
you got to get that, right?
If you know, you know. And
you haven't lived until you've been past a glass with one finger inside your glass, one out. Yeah.
Oh, this thing?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's always a weird one when people hand out like that. Also, when you clink your glass together in a cheers, you're not supposed to touch the top. You're supposed to touch the bowl, the bottom.
Right. Yes. That's how if you ever cheers with me, you'll see how I pitch. I pitch a backward angle.
You're not supposed to.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's just things that we do.
Most people don't know that. We covered this in a podcast once, Steve.
Right.
We covered proper etiquette of cheers.
So there's a lot of that kind of stuff. Like, if I can grab my own glass, if I'm within arm's reach, let me grab my own glass. You don't need to just jump in there and grab it and hand it to me.
You don't want my grimy fingers in your cup, but it's like 115 proof whiskey. Get over it.
Well,
doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. Right. Exactly.
I don't know where those have been.
Exactly. Yeah.
So now I'm trying to think where I usually hold a glass when I'm passing it.
Oh, you're right up there, right at the lip of the mouth, right there.
She just does this, just palms it.
I actually put it in my mouth to hand it to people.
There you go.
I will do that, but I will charge
more. People don't like it. It's weird.
Yeah. All right. Well, on that note, guess what, gang? It's time to drink. What is everyone drinking? Let's start with KK. She looks like she's ready to go.
I can be ready to go. Let's open up some. Ooh, we're gonna. Sorry.
Oh, jeez.
I know.
We're not paying for that.
Up the Yellowstone rum cask.
Oh, that's a good one. Okay. There was a lot going on. It sounded like rolling thunder off that desk there. So, but it was a squeaky, but there was a nice cork pop. It could even win. Depending on what the competition looks like tonight, we'll see. We'll let Tim go next. He's usually got a thunderous.
I usually have got a roar of cork pops. I'm starting out the evening on a pretty darn good high note. This is a bottle of Old Jet finished in toasted French oak.
Oh, okay.
Yes, we will see how this goes, and it will be.
No, nothing there.
Wonderful.
Wow.
Nothing there.
It's a record
beautiful.
Yeah, that was bad. Buzzard's Roost ABV Barrel Shop pick.
Very nice.
I think I bought this one part of the world record because it has the price tag on there. I think that was the one I bought.
I think I agree.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Just nice and bassy. It was pleasant. I stuck the landing, but not enough to beat Kathy. She's still got the lead.
And you're
Becca, you're next. Yes, you did too. Stop it. Stop that. All right, Becca, you're next.
I've got a single barrel of Hidden Barn. This is actually one that I think Clayton picked up the other day. It was from the New Orleans Bourbon Festival. It's barrel 1023, and so I'm gonna taste it because I was like, tastes like cherry, and I'm like, I don't know if I was correct or not. So
okay, solid, better than mine, not quite as good as Kathy's. You're in second place, but that doesn't really count. All right, last but not least is Darren.
I got some Driftless Glen straight rye whiskey.
You tied Beka for a second.
Oh, it's flaccid.
Oh, great.
Yeah,
I don't think I tied Beka for anything.
Cheers, everyone.
Cheers.
I'll take it if I have to, but you.
Kathy wins. All right. We'll take a quick break, and then when we come back, we're going to be talking about the things that make Kentucky the center of the bourbon universe. And we're not talking just production and number of barrels and all that kind of stuff. That we all know. We're going to talk about the other stuff. We'll do that in just a few. Okay, let's talk about the people that make these shows happen. First up is the Stave and Thief Society. Via their in-person class at Moonshine University in Louisville, Kentucky, the Stave and Thief Society is the place where you, a bourbon enthusiast, can expand your knowledge and emerge an executive bourbon steward. In 2017, I completed my executive bourbon steward certification. It's the most comprehensive bourbon certification available and connects you with an expansive network of bourbon enthusiasts and professionals. Check out the full listing of in-person and online certifications and join the society today by enrolling at staveandthief.com. Speaking of executive bourbon steward certification, the ABV Barrel Shop in St. Louis, Missouri has developed a unique partnership with the Stave and Thief Society to offer a preparatory class to assist you in getting your executive bourbon steward certification. This prep class costs only $25 and is available to take live or online via Zoom. Graduates of our class receive a coupon code good for 15% off your executive bourbon steward certification held in Louisville, Kentucky. This saves you almost $90. Additionally, you can collaborate with fellow attendees to split travel costs when you go to Louisville. If you're interested in signing up for the class, simply head over to abvbarrelshop.com and check out the classes and events page. Last but not least, we are sponsored by Neely Family Distillery. Royce Neely is the 11th generation distiller in one of America's oldest distilling families. A visit to Neely Family Distillery takes you through family history, where you can see all the artifacts and newspaper clippings through the years from this family that started distilling in America after James Neely arrived from Northern Ireland in 1740. Today, Royce Neely and his team are crafting some of the best spirits in America. Their bourbon and absinthe offerings keep winning top honors in spirits competitions. Recently, their absinthe made history as the first platinum winner in the absinthe category at the San Francisco Spirits Competition. Neely Family Distillery is definitely a bucket list destination if you are a bourbon fan. Learn more about their spirit offerings, visiting their facility, and the awards they have collected over at NeelyFamilyDistillery.com.
This is Richard Paul from Art of the Spirits. Welcome to the Bourbon Daily.
Welcome back to the Bourbon Daily. Today we're talking about why Kentucky is the center of the bourbon universe.
Yes, we are. So here's just a perfect example to kick this off to explain exactly what I'm talking about. So if you go to the St. Louis Zoo here, they have the slushies. You got the little polar bear on there, and you can get it in wild cherry or just slushy flavor, which I think is just Coca-Cola. You can get that, and on there and say a Coca-Cola slush. You go to Kentucky and go to the zoo there, bourbon slush is the thing. It was the same thing with the polar bear and all that. That, to me, this is how you get to be king of the bourbon world, when you do that kind of stuff. When it's so ingrained that it's even available at your zoo. You've got it out there, and there's no, well, the kids go to the zoo, we can't even have that. No, forget that. It's ingrained into the culture there. It's just part of being in Kentucky. That's the small things that I'm talking about. So what can we come up with those sort of things that Kentucky does that just make them king of bourbon? All right, Beka had her hand up.
I've got one. The kids in Kentucky, for prom, come to distilleries and take pictures in the Rick House for prom.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That is awesome.
That's the wildest thing. I'm like,
Right.
You're not even old enough to drink, but their parents are like, it would be so nice. Let's go to the distillery and take your prom photos.
What? It's part of the culture.
What do you mean?
It's part of the culture. And I understand that. And I don't think that's a bad thing. There'll be some people who'll be like, that's a bad. No, it's not. It's a good thing. And that, because that's big business there. It makes the state of Kentucky money. It's awesome. And the fact that people support that industry like that, it just reminds me for my fellow St. Louis folks here. Well, not Darren, he's too young, but Kathy knows. When we were kids, The school picnics were sponsored by Anheuser-Busch. All the prizes and stuff like that, everything in our school picnics was Bud. You get Bud or Busch or, you had hats, T-shirts, glasses.
You got to start them young.
Yeah, heck yeah, man. It was in our culture. We were beer center of the world at that point. No, I can't say that any longer, but at that point, certainly, there was a time when St. Louis was the place. So, yeah.
I mean, even the Kentucky Derby, which is a horse race, is
yes, this is a great point.
The biggest thing about it is like for the $1,000 and $5,000 mint julep.
Yes,
the syrup allegedly is made by Chris Morris,
right?
And he does like a whole cheers. Allegedly, he makes it.
Makes it out of his kitchen.
Yeah, yes, of course.
I heard that. Yeah, I was like, Chris Morris is making this? Okay. But like, and then he does like a whole like toasting at the Kentucky Derby.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean,
no one told him he's retired yet. That's the thing. I saw him interviewed so many times. I saw him on videos of him there. Yeah,
he's taking Emeritus, that title, seriously.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And, but just the entire Derby itself it's literally a horse racing event, but it is a bourbon horse racing event. I mean, the entire time it is just completely evolved around bourbon culture and and just barrels everywhere and all the sponsorships are obviously all bourbon things, and every distillery gets into it doing like cool
Kentucky Derby bottles and
bottle, and like everyone does bottles and everyone does special cocktails for the Derby, and like it is just completely engulfed and with even the music, the festivals we have, Bourbon and Beyond.
Yeah.
It's not just a music festival. When you go to Coachella, you go to Lollapalooza, that's what it is. It's not Budweiser's and like Lollapalooza. But we have Bourbon and Beyond.
Yeah,
and, it is,
and they're doing drinks there and it's breakout sessions at a music festival.
Yeah, it's a huge music festival. No one else does that.
Right. All right.
I have another one that I just thought of. So I have never been in a sit-down restaurant in Kentucky that doesn't have a bourbon menu also. And almost every place you go to will have Glencairn's, Orleans glasses, something to actually enjoy
even the
whiskey.
dive bars have a good bourbon selection.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you have to.
Keep it going with that. It's bourbon infused anything.
Everything.
Anything. Anything and everything. You can buy used staves to scent your house. You can buy candles scented like fermented mash. They've commercialized everything because we all know all bourbon comes from Kentucky. So, there's that. No, it's infused everywhere. It's such a great marketing idea. And now the destinations, building the destination distilleries, and there's a whole lot more popping up trying to replicate that. And then let's be honest, the limestone water does it too as well,
Yeah.
Yeah, they sell the limestone water.
I can't believe it. People buy it. It's like,
right.
But I love it. Good for them.
Yeah.
Good for them.
They specifically
slap a magnet on a used bunghole and put it in the gift shop for $5. Even better, drill a hole through it and put a ribbon on it. Call it a Christmas ornament. That's $7. Love it.
We sell used bungs.
Everything.
Yeah, we sell used bungs in the gift shop just to see if anyone will buy them, and they do. And like sometimes these are just destroyed bungs, and we just like have a little thing. We're like, let's see if anyone buys it. They do.
Yeah.
Like the weirdest thing to buy, but whatever.
Repurposed bourbon barrel furniture. I mean, it's the whole entire state is infused with the product, which then that's where it is.
Yeah.
That and the best breakfast sandwiches at any gas station in the world.
Yes. Well, that's a different topic, but yes, for sure.
That is a different topic.
Yeah. Another thing is public art. Any city, and St. Louis, like Louisville, is a metropolitan area, and this doesn't apply in some of the smaller cities because they don't have a downtown area with a lot of people through them. But the ones that do, I mean, you look at the art. A lot of it's bourbon themed. It's rings that are large and make what would be a barrel, and you walk through it and stuff like. It's everywhere. The murals that they have are bourbon themed and stuff like that. how many of those things do we have in St. Louis? Zero. We have public art and things like that in St. Louis, but nothing bourbon themed. I mean, so that's how you get to be the bourbon center of the universe, when it's that ingrained in the culture. Even the art is reflective of that.
Yeah, when you tie in the Derby, the time of year, and everything, it's the official kickoff of spring. Once the Derby's here, I know spring is here.
Yeah.
Even though spring may have been on a calendar at some point in time because somebody said this is the first day of spring, it's not there until the Derby hits. After that, I know I'm in springtime. The summer's kicking off, and it's all tied with bourbon. And move along. Here it is.
Yeah.
Even our airports are everything in the airport is bourbon focused.
Yeah.
All the advertisements in the airport, everything in the airport is bourbon themed. Even in CVG. So Cincinnati's airport, there's the Beeline is all over. There's huge maps of where all the distilleries are at up in the Cincinnati airport. Same in Louisville, obviously, is even more. And I've never been to Lexington's, but I imagine it's there too. But even just the second you touch down in Kentucky, which Cincinnati's airport is in fact in Kentucky.
It is in Kentucky. Yes, that is true.
Yeah, second you touch down in Kentucky, you're completely just surrounded in it.
Yeah. Yeah. Anything else, Kathy? Anything you see that is just so bourbon focused that when you go there, you're just like, this is cool. It's bourbon. It's unique, and it's.
So this is Kentucky. A little bit offline, but it just every time I've been camping in Kentucky, there's just something about the feeling of I always like to have a glass of bourbon when I'm camping, but it's just more in Kentucky when you're in the hills and running water.
I thought you were going to tell me
there's nothing like it.
I thought you were going to tell me there'd be a ton of gnats in your drink, and then you'd be drinking, as you're camping out there.
And he counts them, and once it gets to 50, he has to get a new one.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. I was asking Kathy, though. Anything stand out to you?
So, even, like I said, even the dive bars have a good selection.
Yeah.
Everywhere else, you'll be lucky to get Maker's Mark if you go into a dive bar. But in Kentucky, you've got good choices. It's just everywhere.
It definitely is.
Everywhere.
Well, there you go. Kentucky. Get there. Got to see what it's about. If you're listening to the show and you haven't been to Kentucky, you need to figure out how you're going to get there at some point and enjoy it. Get around, see the distilleries, see all the businesses that focus on bourbon, and Whiskey Row. I mean, gosh, I wish St. Louis had a Whiskey Row where all businesses and bars and restaurants were whiskey themed. But that is just a cool thing. So yeah, check it out. So there you go. We'll wrap this one up as we always do by talking about where people can find us. Darren, we'll start with you. Where can people find you?
You can find me interrupting Steve's points at The Bourbon Adventures.
Tim.
You can find me enjoying Darren interrupting Steve points and sounding like Kathy Cool on Instagram at SwyGuy2112 and on YouTube at our flagship whiskey.
It had to be confusing for the audience because I asked Kathy and then
yes,
when I go camping, what I like to do. And there was Kathy doesn't sound like herself. So
no, and I
had a frog in her throat.
Yeah.
Do not
Kathy, how about you? Darren just talked over you again. I'm sorry.
You can find me not camping on Instagram, KK Cast Strength.
Miss Beka Sue.
You can find me on Twitter and on Instagram at Miss Beka Sue, 1K, no C's.
All right, for me, I'm an easy guy to find. I'm at Steve Akeley on Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. I've got a website, steveakeley.com. We've also got a company website. That thing's abvnetwork.com. Check it out. Everything that we do is out there. Previous shows, blogs, so much more. abvnetwork.com. Come by and see me, the ABV Barrel Shop, the place where you can try before you buy. You never know what's going on there. We've got a lot of people coming in from the industry. Sometimes we're doing podcasts there. We've always got whiskey you can taste, so check us out online. There's Darren just playing videos or shit while I'm talking. Check us out online, abvbarrelshop.com. Miss Beka Sue, anything else to say before we get out of here?
I'd just like to remind the audience to please give us a 5-star review that includes comments. It helps new people find the show, which is very important to us. If you like what we're doing, we ask you to please visit our Patreon page at patreon.com/the ABV Network.
Great job today, gang. For our audience, we'll have a brand new show for you tomorrow. Looking forward to that. Until then, take care, everybody. See ya.
Bye.
Hey, everyone.
Bye.
Peace. Before we let you go, let's talk about one last thing, the ABV Barrel Shop in the St. Louis community of Arnold, Missouri. The ABV Barrel Shop is focused on a couple of things. First of all, single barrels. We are the place where single barrels live. We go to distilleries, taste through the whiskey, select the best barrel, and have it shipped to our store where we present it to you, our customers, by allowing you to try before you buy. We're also known for the classes that we have in our education center in the store, as well as the events we have with industry professionals from the bourbon business. If you are in the St. Louis area, please come by and visit us at 6 Fox Valley Center in Arnold, Missouri. Or at a minimum, at least sign up for our email and text distribution so you know exactly what's going on in our shop over at abvbarrelshop.com. This is Steve Akeley, owner of the ABV Network, signing off. We thank you for listening to our programming and truly appreciate your support.
The Bourbon Daily is part of the ABV Network. For more information or to become a sponsor, please visit abvnetwork.com. Thanks for listening and cheers.
This has been a Steve Akeley production.